the best person to care for a tree is the one who's living right next to it. The best thing that you can do to get started taking care of your trees is really to learn.
So we're here at Park Hill, Denver's newest park. Let's take a walk and look at some trees. You want to do a full walk around the tree. You want to kind of look at it from every angle. And then you start slowly working your way in and working your way down on the tree. One of the major things you want to look out for is a fruiting body, a mushroom growing on the tree or around the base of the tree. That basically indicates there's some decay going on with that tree.
Park people and the Office of the City Forester work together on planting and caring for our city's forest. The Office of the City Forester sets the standard. They have the strategic plan, they have the goals, they have the science, they have the inventory, and they're able to work on our public lands. And so where they leave off, we overlap a little bit and then we pick it up from there.
We're here at Greenwood Elementary checking up on some young trees that we planted about 1.5 years ago. First and foremost, we want to make sure that that tree gets enough water. You can kind of tell when something, or a tree in particular, isn't getting enough water because we start to see stress actually in the canopy. And that can look like undersized leaves, that can look like dieback from the tip inward. And of course, wilting. Wilting's kind of the first thing that most people see. Another thing that I would recommend for newly trying to establish a new tree is to remove turf, remove weeds. When you're trying to get a new tree to establish, you want to make sure that it has as much access to water as possible. And weeds and grass tend to be competition. Once you have your young tree in the ground, you want to make sure that you properly mulch it. Mulch is a great additive to your young tree. It helps keep moisture in the soil. It also breaks down and helps feed your soil, which ultimately feeds your tree. It keeps the ground insulated so the roots aren't experiencing wide temperature swings. We think donut, not volcano. Keep about 3 to 4 inches away from the trunk and then about a 3 to 5 foot ring around the tree.
A healthy and robust tree canopy is absolutely critical to a healthy and robust population. And with a healthy forest, we can lower temperatures by up to 15 degrees on a hot day. And we can slow the flow of water through our environment.
Maintaining tree health throughout the city, it's a very important goal for us as a community. It's going to take everyone that lives in this area to come together and find these issues and get them dealt with. Some of the most common issues we get from residents in Denver is their tree healthy? Is it diseased? Is it dying? Does it fit within the city's code? So we address those questions usually through the 311 inbox. If it does require a visit, we'll go out and inspect the tree for that resident and kind of help them, guide them towards the steps to correcting the issue. So if this was your tree on a public right-of-way, the city would come in, they're gonna ask you to cut out all of this deadwood that's 2 inches or greater. They're gonna have you raise these limbs to about 13.5 feet over the street and 8 feet over the sidewalk. Denver Forestry is pretty small. We don't have the capacity to get to every tree. So that's why we rely on communities and partnership programs with the park people. They help fill in some gaps for us, and then the other gaps, we hope the residents step in and help us fill those.
Denver has well over 1 million trees and they're putting trees in every year. It really is kind of like an all hands on deck situation to make sure that every tree that we have here in the city does survive, does do well.
Getting involved with the park people is a really easy thing to do. We have lots of ways to plug into urban forestry here in Denver. One thing, if you're looking for a tree for your yard, you can apply for one through Denver Digs Trees. There's a form available on our website year-round to express interest. You can also get out and volunteer with us. We have a ton of different volunteer opportunities that range from getting the word out about trees to helping to plant them. You can sign up for a workshop. We have our community forester workshops. And of course, getting involved as a donor is one of the easiest ways to get involved and one of the most impactful for us as well.
Our ultimate goal with Denver Forestry is to grow the canopy. We want to work with our partnership programs and with the residents to do this. So if you have a question for Denver Forestry, you can send us an email or use the 311 system, and we'll get back to you.
Stay elevated by subscribing to the city's YouTube page for these stories and more. And stay tuned to our social media channels for more content. Don't miss our new episodes of Elevating Denver, premiering each month. Thanks for watching, Denver.